Hi, I'm James and I run a climbing shop and website called Outside in the Peak District. Now obviously being a climbing shop we do hundreds of different rock shoes. They are bread and butter. But this new brand, Mad Rock, new to us that is causing quite a stir. So even though Mad Rock are new to us, they've actually been making shoes for quite a long time now, and they're making a real impact in the UK, and they even sponsor Shauna Coxey, and she seems really happy with their performance, so they must be okay for me. There's quite a few features on these Mad Rock shoes. These are the Drone and the DT1 that are causing quite a bit of interest because they're really quite innovative. So rock shoes have been around for a long time now, and people are struggling to find new ways and what's going to improve your performance. But there's a couple of interesting things I want to talk to you about with these. We're just starting with a couple of their models, some of their most interesting ones. We've got the Drone 2 here and the DT1 here. Both of these models are the high volume. They do come in an LV as well, but having a little try and speaking to other people, they don't feel particularly high volume. So if you normally buy a low volume shoe, please don't rule these out. Come and try them on, speak to others, or hopefully listen to this and give them a go. Just a little thing to add as well, yours won't come with the sizes written on them. These are actually at the demo pool. These are very new to me, so I'm just having a little try to figure out my sizing. They both look incredibly similar. In fact, they're on the same last, but there's quite a few differences. Now, both of these shoes are clearly designed for high performance. They're quite aggressive, downturned, with a really tensioned heel. And the real simple difference is the Drone 2 is a really stiff boot. The DT1 might have the same last, but it's a lot softer and a lot more pliable, and it's going to work a lot better on those volumes. Another thing I want to stress quite early on is, like I say, they're super new to us, very new to me. I've hardly used them at all, so this is a preview more than me telling you what I think about them. Lots of my friends have used them already and really impressed with how they're working. I am still figuring out what size I am because apparently they do break in quite a lot compared to other shoes. Do bear that in mind when you're trying them on and you're getting your sizing right. I've got an 11 here and I think it will be the right size for me, but it feels incredibly tight to start with. Most other brands I get a 45 or a 10.5 and they feel a bit like that, but these are a bit more solid out of the box. What's quite clear to see with both these shoes is the construction is different to anything I've seen before at the back and at the front. One thing that's really caught a lot of people's attention is how long this toe patch is. Toe hooking, particularly indoor, is bread and butter these days. Everyone's doing it. And this is the biggest, solidest looking toe patch I've seen. It comes all the way up to the Velcro tab and looks really well bonded on. And while you're looking at that, that leads you on to realize that the whole front of the shoe is one piece. This whole rubber construction is one piece. So that means there's no seams all the way around here, up on the toe patch, because a lot of the problem people have when they're giving these shoes a real hammering is they delaminate them, they pull them off from the shoe and they're sticking them back on all the time. I think you're going to be hard pressed to do that with this shoe. I think that's also what's giving that sort of out of the box tension, which is going to get more pliable because rubber does take a bit of softening up to get the way you like it. But I tell you what, it's a beautiful thing to look at and I really think that will really help with durability. The construction here between these two bits of rubber comes really nicely up here and it's got a good amount of stretch in there, so it's keeping the tension but does let you get in there, and that makes them feel quite comfortable when broken in. And for a shoe with so much solid construction at the front and clear, high performance, it's quite a big opening which feels really plush, so getting them on won't be too hard. Now while I say this is the softer of the two shoes, it's not a super soft shoe. There's some really flexible things out there now. So Mad Rock say that that's the ultimate between support and sensitivity. Now Mad Rock have combined that with their own rubber, which is called Science Friction 3, and that's all over the shoe. So that's on the top of the toe patch, on the base and in the heel. So many brands will use different rubber on each and they're so positive on how it works and the durability versus stickiness, they've stuck it everywhere. And while I say I've only used this a little bit, it's quite clear you can get quite a lot of power right onto the tip there, but once broken in, it's going to have good pasteability for those volumes and slabs. Now, combining all that with a nice plush inner, they've got a single strap closure which really tensions you into the heel. It does have quite a precise fit. Now while the front of the shoe is brilliant and quite innovative, the real reason everyone's excited about this shoe is at the back, this heel. Mad Rock call this the 3D hooking heel, and look at this, it's got a massive ridge or fin all the way down it. Now this heel is one of the main reasons people are rushing to get these shoes at the moment, particularly buying them for certain projects because it just gets hooked right on there. So obviously that's not going to be perfect for all situations, but quite occasionally it does appear that if there's a little edge or a pebble or something like that, this fin gets totally trapped on there and just locks in and stays completely solid. And quite a few people have said it's a complete game changer. But then speaking to people who've been using the shoe, it doesn't seem to cause any issues when using it for normal heel hooking as well. And like the front of the shoe, this is one piece molded using that Science Friction 3 rubber. So moving on to the Drone 2. Now, if I'm honest, I don't have tons to tell you because most of those features we talked about move over onto the Drone 2. It has the same fit and last, it has the one-piece rubber construction forefoot, has that one-piece GT heel at the back, but what's noticeable is how much stiffer it is. Out of the box, this feels like a complete edging machine. Now, so many shoes coming onto the market now are just so soft. Now, while that's really good for this indoor bouldering and the sort of competition blob style problems that are getting set, sometimes we just need a solid shoe. Now, for me as a bigger, heavier climber, I'm really quite excited about this because particularly around here, peat limestone, trying to get something to stand on those tiny edges is quite hard. And the Drone 2 has a full-length midsole running throughout it, so it should keep some of its stiffness. Now, the reason I worded it like that is out the box, super stiff, but I do know these do break in and they will soften up. Because if I'm honest, I don't think even I would like them to keep this level of stiffness. But once broken in, I do think that's going to be really good, really supportive, and give you enough sensitivity that you can still do those intermittent smears and also stand on the tiny edges. It's really cool to have such new, exciting, innovative shoes. If you do get a chance, please come in the shop and try them on. And if you can't, check them out on our website.